Another rainy North Carolina day, cruising along in the carpet mobile. And I have super glued the wooden glasses back together. Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. You can see a little bit of faint residue, but I think they look pretty good. I took a Sharpie and just painted over the spots where the super glue were. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's not really a cup I'm holding, it's actually a restaurant. I thought this was a good place to start the vlog. It's the Daily Woo! Highway 66, not to be confused with the famous Route 66, veers northbound onto this road and heads southbound. And right here off the side of the road is an old gas station and the Oasis Cafe. Looking inside the old diner, definitely has not been open for a while. And they even have some signs for Route 66. Of course, that goes from Chicago to LA, not in North Carolina. But they have their own little version here. Would you consider this the forgotten 66?
Yes, I think this is the forgotten little brother of Route 66.
The smaller brother.
Yes.
The younger brother that didn't get the attention.
The younger, less exciting little brother.
That lives in North Carolina.
Yeah.
A little relic here in the form of a gas pump, a chicken, and other metal accessories. Judging by the sign, some people have taken target practice in this area. Oh, check that out. There's an old bowling alley down there too. At one point, they used to have neon stretching across the top. You can see where the holes where the neon came out and stretched all around it. A little antique signage there. One thing that's great about these small towns, you see a lot of garage sale type stores. Look at this. Back when cigarettes were $1 a pack, you could find the best stuff in these places. This Howdy Doody doll is marked $20. That's a pretty good deal. 1976, she has a date stamp on it right here. A poster of the man himself, the Fonz. Hey, Mr. C! You never know what you're gonna find off the side of the road. That's for sure. It's an old train depot. Oh, it says do not enter. I guess we gotta park here and walk the rest of the way. Whoever was asked to be married has agreed and painted a yes next to the question. As you know, these are some of my favorite things, these soda murals from bygone days on the side of the walls. Check that one out, Pepsi Cola. And look at this Gordon Foods truck. Kind of looks like Doc Brown's van. There you go, right there. Now walking the grounds of Wake Forest College, and there is a picnic table here with the periodic table engraved on the seat and the top of it itself. You can learn all about the elements while you eat your lunch. I can't be the only one that's confused by some of these. Like, what is that? They did a pretty good job of recreating the shape of it. Pretty neat.
This one right here, that's gold.
Number 79, AU is gold. That up there is helium. Hydrogen.
Oh, then you got the big O over here. That's oxygen.
Study it thoroughly, Jacob. You'll be quizzed on it later.
There's gonna be a pop quiz later.
There'll be a pop quiz. Would it be a good move if you were a new college student, you met a girl, you asked her out on a date, she said, "Where are you taking me for lunch?" "Meet me at the periodic table." Is that a good move?
That's how I begged my wife.
There you go. This guy is taking newspaper sales to a whole other level. He basically just points at you and says, "You know you want to buy this paper." He points in your general direction. Oh, you almost did like the Hulk Hogan "Can you hear me" move. It's pretty good. Wonder how many he sells a day. It worked. He's selling one. The man knows how to sell a paper. That right there is known as the Reynolds building, built in 1929, 2 years before the Empire State Building. It's the precursor and the smaller version of the Empire State Building. And it's rumored that the employees at the building in New York send a Father's Day card every year to the employees at this building. If that's true, That's awesome. If you look at the lettering on that smokestack, it says RJR Tobacco. That's RJ Reynolds, which is also where they got the name for this majestic creation here in Winston. How do you pronounce this place?
Winston-Salem.
Even have the old wrought iron decor. Reminds me of kind of like old school Hollywood in a way. The main lobby leading to the elevators is pretty beautiful. I've never been to the real Empire State Building, so I'm not sure how this compares, but the roof is very decorative and ornate. Check that out. I like this old letterbox. And check this out, the lettering there. This car up, they call the elevator a car. Every time I go through one of these spinning doors, I pretend like I'm Clark Kent turning into Superman. That's the lobby in Manhattan. Pretty close color scheme-wise, but the roof is definitely a lot taller in there. From the outside, however, pretty dang close. I see the resemblance. I knew you were related. Just on the outskirts of downtown is a little area known as Salem. And right over here, tucked away in the crossroads, is a coffee pot. Created in 1858, and it is the oldest roadside coffee pot used to promote a business anywhere in the US. Sometimes referred to as the Mickey pot, named after Julius and Sam Mickey. And if you were to put actual coffee in there, it would hold 11,000 cups. That's what I'm talking about! The exterior of it kind of reminds me of the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz, in a way. Oh, there's a sign here with some information on it. The landmark originally stood as a sign in front of their tin shop. Okay, that makes sense. At the corner of South Main and Bowles Street in Salem. Would you fancy a cup of tea, sir? Whoa! Whoa! I was trying to imitate Julius. I don't know if that's what he's... That might have been what Sam
You
sounded.
upset that dog.
What?
You upset that dog. He didn't like.
He didn't
like your accent.
He did. Let's face it, nobody does. Seems to be some sort of four-legged, spidery looking thing engulfing the road. Here on the corner of Peachtree and Sprague Street is a piece of gas station Americana goodness, if ever there was one. Look at this Shell station. It's made from an actual shell. Well, it's probably concrete, but it's in the shape of a shell. With the original gas pumps still in front. There's two of them. If you look closely inside the window, check out that old school light. Also with the Shell logo on the front of it. How cool would it be to live behind this thing? Well, I don't know. They might have a different opinion, but I think it'd be really cool to live behind the station. It'd be easy to give directions. You could just say, you know that big Shell station?
No, where's
that? Just look for the big yellow Shell.
What are you talking about, a Shell?
The big yellow, if you drive around the outskirts of Winston-Salem, you would see a big yellow Shell. And what? Just behind that is where I live.
That's like a seashell?
You're making this very difficult. All right, this answers my question. They're not happy. They have a dog barking and a sign that says, "Please don't touch." They don't like living behind the Shell. All right, get stoked. Get stoked. This is for posterity. Let's act excited. Come on, more. Give it all you got. All right, that's good. That's too much. Bring it down. Bring it down a notch. Nailed it. Cruising into Kernsville now. Looking for a place to get a bite to eat. There's a plethora of band instruments in this store window, appropriately called the Band Company. And across the street, deli and sandwich shop. Yep, that sounds good to me. Nice little hometown feel to it. This is what we're dealing with. I got the hot roast beef sandwich with the dip, which is called au jus dip. And what'd you get, Jacob?
A little Reuben.
A little Reuben. That's more than a little Reuben. That's an epic. Look at the top of the toast there. They like put a little decorative swirl. I'm also trying these for the first time. Zapp's Voodoo. They're basically salt and vinegar mixed with a little barbecue flavor. Not too bad. There's a building here called Corners Folly. I'm not 100% sure what's inside it, but I'm very curious, so we're gonna check it out. I got my ticket, and I'm now gonna head inside. Jewel Corner was an architect who built this. And according to the internet, this is the self-proclaimed strangest house in the world. I'm thinking this was the year that it was built. And watch out for this spot. You don't want to stick around there too closely. The doorway is very short. Look how close my head comes to the top of the door. I made it through, but barely. I didn't close it. I gotta make sure the door closes. There we go. Originally, this main foyer was used as a carriageway. The horses and carriages would come through here. These are trap doors he had installed, and he would take the tops off to let the air out from the basement. You can see there's a lot of different hidden rooms. There are 3 stories, but there are 7 levels, so some of the levels are going to be very tight quarters. Lots of doors and compartments leading to who knows where. And breakfasts on the stove. As you come out of the dining room, you turn into this very enclosed passageway. There's a door here, and then the stairs lead down in a very odd fashion, leading up into another room. It's very peculiar how the stairs are there. And then they go back up here into another level. Wow. Look at this carving. The layout of the property really doesn't make much sense on why it just keeps going up and down for no real reason. Directly above one of the 7 fireplaces is this ascending stairwell going straight up to another level, to another level. There's someone else up there. Upon entering, they said 90% of the furniture is original. Obviously, these are not of the same era, but take a look at some of the shelving that is built in here. And if you go through the master bedroom and up this stairwell, there's a whole other level. All right, you gotta. Oh my gosh! Look how. Look, I'm not even completely standing up. I'm like, this is how I have to stand in this room, like this. My head's touching the ceiling. I have to bend my knees.
I don't have to bend my knees.
If I stand straight up, this is what I'm looking. This is what I'm dealing with, like this. I do love the creaky floorboards, however. Adds a little bit of ambiance to the experience. This is Alice, their daughter. Her bed was over here in the corner where the seating area is now. And the reason I know that is because this old photo shows the bed basically blocking the door. It would have been right there, but if you look at the photo, even the walls and the windows all still look the same, including, check this out right here, this little cushiony wallpaper. That's it. Well, in the photo, it would have been right there. Entering into one of the biggest rooms in the house. It's amazing how small and tiny some of the rooms are, but yet this one is just gargantuan. And these give a little bit of a slight creepy overtone. I wonder if these are created after the likeness of the family members. Like, reminds me of What About Bob, when Richard Dreyfuss had a doll that looked like himself. These chairs are amazing. This one, the 2-seater, reminds me of that old Saturday Night Live skit of the love toilet. Remember that?
I was literally thinking the exact same thing.
And look directly above the light fixture. You can see an old painting, remnants of it that have decomposed over time. The moisture and the elements in here have probably caused it to start chipping away. But there are some cherubs, some birds, even looks like maybe some sort of a wheel or a carriage or something right there. That was probably very extravagant and beautiful at one point. They had a lot of parties in here, and they nicknamed this room Cupid's Park. He didn't like people kissing in public, however, so he built this room over here. This was the makeout closet. Not even joking, that's where the magic happened. Whatever you do,
Don't look down. Oh my gosh, look at this room. What the heck? Looks like we saved the best for last at the very top. This is an old theater. Look at the stage. Wow, the chandeliers and the paintings. This is incredible. And I think up on the stage, this was used for puppet shows, which were probably in the other room that I just showed. You would kneel down behind here, stick the puppets up, and everyone would watch the puppets sing and dance and tell stories. In order to exit, we have to go back behind the stage and then head straight down this rather narrow, two and a half story staircase made of wood. Oh, there's a broken mirror. That's bad luck. He lived here for a while when he was single, and that's when he had horses, and this was the hayloft. When he got married, his wife said, take the horses off property and decorate this room into something else, and that's what it looks like now. And then it goes into not a closet, but another room, a teeny tiny room, which in my opinion doesn't really make a lot of sense, and then goes straight down, continuing down these wooden stairs, even farther into a smaller corridor. While I love the architecture of this place and would really enjoy living here, there's not really a lot of room to get through here. I could go down this way, but I think it makes more sense to go in here. It seems to be a better option. They also had a separate outhouse. Walk underneath there. Show how short that is. Don't duck. Yeah, that could leave a mark. So there you have it, the self-proclaimed strangest house in the world. I tend to agree. There's a mural of the house itself. Look at that, an old Bull Durham smoking tobacco painting. Pretty cool. The weather sure cleared up. Look at those clouds. Cumulonimbus. Vlog over.